شبكة CNN الأمريكية أذاعت تقرير من يومين عن الحادث اللي راح ضحيته أكثر من 40 طفل. كنا عملنا عنه مقدمة هنا. كانوا في أتوبيس المدرسة وقصفتهم طيارة السعودية، والسعودية ما انكرتش. CNN وصفت المأساة والمشاهد الرهيبة اللي حصلت بشكل قوي وغير مسبوق.
Their children. I tried to tell the women it couldn't be true, but then a man ran through the crowd shouting that a plane had struck the children's bus.
On August 9th, Zaid's son Osama filmed his class on their long-awaited school trip, a reward for graduating summer school. Within hours, and it had all gone horribly wrong. A plane from the US-backed Saudi-led coalition struck a bus carrying them. Dozens died. Some of the bodies were so mutilated, identification became impossible. All that's left are the scraps of school books, warped metal, and a single backpack. Eyewitnesses tell CNN this was a direct hit in the middle of a busy market.
I saw the bomb hit the bus. It blew it into those shops and threw bodies clear to the other side of those buildings. We found bodies scattered everywhere. There was a severed head inside the bomb crater.
الجديد في التقرير ده واللي عمل ردود أفعال قوية جدا خصوصا داخل أمريكا هو أن CNN كشفت عن الدور الأمريكي المشارك للتحالف السعودي والإماراتي عن المذبحة.
This video of shrapnel was filmed in the aftermath of the attack and sent to CNN by a contact in Sada. A cameraman working for CNN subsequently filmed these images for us. Munitions experts tell CNN this was a US-made Mark Mk-82 bomb, weighing in at half a ton. The first 5 digits there are the cage number, the commercial and government entity number. This number here denotes Lockheed Martin, one of the top US defense contractors.
We're at the forefront of the science that makes them real.
This particular Mk-82 is a paveway, a laser-guided precision bomb. It's targeting accuracy a particular point of pride for Lockheed Martin. Part of an arms deal with Saudi Arabia sanctioned and contracted out by the US government.
الشبكة الأمريكية الشهيرة أكدت إن دي مش المرة الأولى اللي يرتكب فيها التحالف السعودي الإماراتي بالرعاية الأمريكية مجازر ويستهدف المدنيين. لدرجة زي ما بتقول CNN إن أوباما أصدر قرار بحظر بيع الأسلحة للتحالف، وبعد تولي ترامب ب6 شهور بس ألغى هذا الحظر.
In March 2016, a strike on a market using the similarly laser-guided 2,000-pound Mk-84 killed 97 people. In October 2016, another strike on a funeral hall killed 155 people and wounded hundreds more. Then the bus attack on August 9th, where they're still counting the dead. President Obama blocked sales of precision-guided military technology to Saudi Arabia over human rights concerns. 6 months later, under the newly elected Trump administration, then Secretary of State Rex Tillerson overturned the ban.
Look, there's a balance that needs to be struck. The president also noted that the Saudis have a right to defend themselves. They were being attacked from across the southern border by Houthis who were aided by Iran.
تقرير CNN عمل ضجة كبيرة زي ما قلت لحضرتك في أمريكا، وصحيفة نيويورك تايمز نشرت تقرير بتؤكد فيه مسؤولية أمريكا عن المذبحة. اوعى تفتكر إن الكلام ده تقول أصل احنا عارفينه عادي، لا، الإعلان عنه وضع مختلف تماما. 44 دي نيويورك تايمز 44 قبرا صغيرا تثير التساؤلات حول السياسة الأمريكية في اليمن. أحيت الضربة الجوية تساؤلات حول أساليب التحالف والدعم الأمريكي للحملة. لم يخفي القادة العسكريون غضبهم من الغارات التي قتلت المدنيين في الأسواق والأعراس والجنائز، وأكدوا أنه لا دخل الولايات المتحدة بها. فيما قالت منظمات حقوق الإنسان إن أمريكا لا تستطيع إنكار دورها في الحرب لأنها باعت أسلحة بمليارات الدولارات لدول التحالف. مش بس كده، قدمت لهم كمان الدعم الأمني وزودت الطائرات بالوقود. مبعوثة الأمم المتحدة زارت اليمن، وده كان رد فعلها على مشاهد المذبحة بحق أطفال اليمن.
What we are seeing today are the victims of the airstrike, the terrible human cost of the airstrike and of the war. The entire world condemns this. The Secretary General of the United Nations has demanded an immediate, transparent, comprehensive, independent investigation into this. As the humanitarian coordinator for Yemen, we're here to express our solidarity with His Excellency the Governor, with His Excellency the head of NAMSHA, with all of the victims and with their families. This is a tragedy, and there can never be justification for it.
الإعلام الأمريكي تساءل بقوة عن المبرر اللي ممكن يكون وراء استهداف أطفال في أتوبيس مدرسي.
The civil war in Yemen continues to claim the lives of civilians. In fact, most of the casualties are civilians. And one of the latest bombings by the Saudi-backed coalition went after a bus that had children in it. And according to reports, at least 40 children have been killed and 30 wounded in this Saudi-led coalition airstrike in Yemen. I want to be clear that the bombs that are being used in these civilian attacks are made by the United States. They're supplied by the United States. The intelligence that the Saudi-led coalition is receiving is from the United States. So this is important because the U.S. is very much aware of what's going on, very much part of what's going on in Yemen. And again, the majority of the casualties so far have been civilians, many of which are children. So there it is. That's after the bombing. That's what the bus looked like. Again, 40 children died as a result of this bombing. And it's just... It's incredible, not only considering how the U.S. is involved in this, there's very little coverage of it, no one talks about it, but also the type of commentary you get from Trump officials, like the Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo. Days after this happened, he is on the record saying all these complimentary things about Saudi Arabia, which we'll get to in just a minute.
التساؤلات في الإعلام الأمريكي لم تتوقف فقط عن المبرر اللي بيكون وراء استهداف أطفال في أتوبيس مدرسة من السعودية والإمارات. السؤال بدأ يتصاعد، أقول لك الموضوع كبر جدا في أمريكا، وأصبح بيتردد ليه إحنا كأمريكا واقفين مع السعودية في الحرب ده. العديد من المذيعين الأمريكان بيحاولوا يجدوا إجابة لهذا التساؤل، وده واحد منهم.
So it is a little bit of a Sunni-Shia war and a proxy war between Saudi Arabia and Iran. We are on the side of Saudi Arabia. Why? I guess they have more oil, and they're more friendly to us. They're more friendly to Israel, and so we unfortunately aid and abet this war. And in fact, to his credit, Congressman Ted Lieu said we should look to see if we're refueling the planes that are bombing children, and whether we're aiding and abetting in war crimes. And I think that's a fair point and a fair question.
أنور قرقاش وزير خارجية الإمارات اتسأل عن استهداف الأطفال في اليمن، وده كان رده على السؤال.
War has been and remains an ugly war, and it's a war that has to be settled regionally in terms of ensuring that we don't really have a southern Hezbollah suddenly in our midst, and also in Yemen, where Yemenis have to come together and resolve this politically through the UN-led process. In this war, we have seen civilians, shot at, bombed, killed, and unfortunately, as I say, I mean, this is really part of any confrontation that we have to do. I really don't have anything else to add except to say that there are issues that are related to war. War is not something that can be actually a clean operation, unfortunately.
يعني حضرتك احنا دي نتيجة طبيعية، نعمل ايه؟ ما احنا اسفين بس لازم المدنيين دول يموتوا. نفس التبرير الحقير اللي بيستخدمه الصهاينة. اصل احنا نفس التبرير اللي بتستخدمه العصابة في مصر. اصل احنا كنا بنقتل الارهابيين فاتقتلوا مننا المدنيين. نفس الجمل، بقول لك نفس الجمل، راضعين على بعض. متخيل حضرتك الفرق بين الضجة اللي في امريكا بسبب ان السلاح اللي اتقتل بيه الاطفال امريكي، وبالرد فعل الوزير لا مؤاخذة عربي اللي قواته بنفسه هي اللي قصفت الاطفال. ده كان رد المذيع الامريكي على تبرير انور لا مؤاخذه قرقاش.
No, they said that they meant to hit the kids. They said, oh, the terrorists were going to use the kids and bring them to a training ground. No, it turns out, you know what they were doing? They had come from a picnic. A lot of them were dressed in school uniforms because they're kids. And they were going to a cemetery. Now, that's a weird place. Why were they going to a cemetery? It's one of the few places that had green grass left because the war has obliterated the country. The Saudis admit they targeted it. And now they go to the old bag of tricks. Unfortunately, it reminds me of what the Israelis say, another ally of ours that continue to target civilians and kill them. The spokesperson accused the rebels of using children as tools and covers for their terrorist acts. In other words, we had to murder the children. The other guys made us do it. Well, there's one way you could have avoided it, by not actually bombing a bus full of kids. So whenever it's Israel or Saudi Arabia or any one of our so-called allies that kill civilians, their number one go-to move is, oh, they were being used as shields, or they had it coming, but it's not me that did it, it's the other side that made me drop a bomb on them.
قال لك بسيطة يعني، قال لك اللي هم الإرهابيين الوحشين بيستخدموا الأطفال كدروع بشرية. بس أكتر حاجة شددني قال لك حليفتنا التانية إسرائيل. وكأنه مش عارف إن الحلفاء، إن أس البلا كل بلا في الحلف مع أمريكا، سواء كان صهيوني أو سعودي للأسف الشديد.